MRIF, which is the Ministry of Finance Real Estate Investment Fund, yesterday released a post saying they have given out 1,859 loans. This is very commendable and very lovely, but it is just a drop in the water for what Nigeria needs. And in this video, I'm going to try and explain why that is and how much of a housing crisis Nigeria really is in. Not just now, but in the next 10 years. It's going to get way worse if we don't take decisive action. MRIF gave 1,859 loans. What this means, and MRIF is a trillion naira fund. The average loan size was about 68 million naira, 68.85 million naira. That was the average loan size. What this means is that MRIF, a 1 trillion naira fund, can basically only finance about 14,900, let's just say 15,000 houses every year. The total fund, the total 1 trillion naira, that's what it can finance at MRIF's current run rate. 15,000 houses. That is less than 20% of the houses that are built every year. Formal houses that are built every year is about 100,000 in Nigeria. So MRIF can finance basically 15% of what we build every year, technically. That's what it can finance. When you think about what we need for a thriving mortgage market, I'm going to say, let's say the average house price is 40 million naira. So you're going to take 40 million naira and you're going to multiply it by the housing deficit. That's the people that don't live in their own homes. Let's estimate that at 20 million. People say it's 28 million. People say nobody really knows what it is, but we'll say it's 20 million conservatively. What that means is that we need 800 trillion naira to be able to finance the current housing deficit. Now, I want to just make it a bit, clear where things are going. Nigeria is going to add about 60 million people to its urban population after you account for deaths and births. That is the equivalent of Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, and some other cities put together. This will be the new population, the urban population we're going to be adding to the population within 2026 and 2036, the next 10 years. This is it's about 2 times Canada. It's about 1.5 times Canada. So Canada has 40 million people, basically 60 million people. That's what Nigeria is adding to its population in the next 10 years. To give you some context, when Canada added just about 3 million new immigrants into the population, the housing market basically went balloons, it went crazy, and they had to stop immigration. That's one of the primary reasons Canada stopped was reducing its immigration, because of the inability to provide for all these people. Just 3 million people. We are adding 60 million people, about 60 million people within the next 10 years. That's a lot of people. So what do we do about this? And why are people not talking about this? Because this is something that is going to happen. And if you account for things like insecurity, it's going to be even more than 60 million people that will move into urban areas. So this is accounting for birth and people that are moving from rural areas to urban cities. So we need to do something about this. One of the things that I have been seeing that we need to do in Nigeria needs very large developers. We need big developers that can build thousands of houses every year. And we need more than 2, we need more than 3, we need more than 10 that can build it at scale. That's one thing. If you look at a country like Egypt, that is not too far from us, Egypt has very large developers. They have TMG, which is Talat Mustafa Group. They have Palm Hills. These are companies that are doing billions of dollars in revenue every year. Nigeria doesn't seem to have a real estate company, a development company that is doing billions of dollars every year. We need big companies with those kind of big balance sheets that can build thousands of houses for this population every year. The market is there. The market is going to grow. 10 million people, 60 million people is a lot in 10 years. This is going to cause a lot of price jumps in the real estate markets. This is going to cause a larger housing crisis than we're experiencing now. And it doesn't seem like anything concrete is being done about it. It doesn't seem like we're in a crisis. Let me just put it that way. But I'm telling you that 60 million people are going to enter about 6 cities. Let's put it like that. Lagos, the tier 1 cities and basically the big cities in the different geopolitical zones, Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Enugu, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, and some of the tier 2 cities are going to, this is where these people are going to move to and are going to be born, essentially. Our urban population is going to rise from 55% currently to 65% in 2036. So this is basically a call for policymakers and people that can do something about this, finance institutions. We need to take the housing market very, very seriously. The demand is there for housing. It's not a demand issue. We need a lot of capital. We need to pull in a lot of capital. MRF is doing a very good job. They have not just the demand side, they also have the supply side of the market where they are basically financing or providing offtake guarantees for developers. But these funds are quite small in respect of what we need or what the country needs. I hope this first fund was a pilot fund of 2 trillion naira, 1 trillion naira for the demand side, which is the housing, the mortgages, 1 trillion naira for the supply side, which is offtake guarantees for developers. Nigeria needs something way larger. We need far bigger institutions that can take care of our housing markets, because what's coming in the next 10 years would make what happened in Canada look like a very big joke if we don't take things very seriously and face this housing issue very concretely, I would say. Thank you for your attention on this, and bye for now.